Okay, my name's Daniel Capehart, and you need to excuse the mess and the disorder right now, but I'm in the process of cleaning and improving my workspace because a lot of people they have a garage and they don't have a whole lot of workspace. So I do a lot of recycling, such as these. These were cabinets that were going to be thrown away. I stacked them, put wheels on them, so that I could move them around and have more lock up storage available in my garage. A lot of the things in my garage are recycled materials that I've got from pallets or sitting out by the side of a road somewhere that were going to be thrown away and end up in the dump. So I'm going to show you some ideas. They're not fancy. They're all recycled ideas from old wood that I turned into new things. So they're a little rough looking, so take that in consideration as I show you. Now, I've got, of course, a pegboard up where I can put some tools. I have an old cart that I use for putting my toolboxes on that was something I was going to throw away because it didn't work exactly right. I fixed it. Then I was working on a new workbench. And this is my bench. It's made of recycled stuff. Recycled pallet lumber for legs, recycled cabinets to make lockout cabinets, shelves to make lockout cabinets. This rolls in and out. Up under here, it can be opened up and store tools in there. Things that you want easy access, but you also want to tuck them away so you can work easier and have more space. As you can see, this is a long table that I made out of an old table that was thrown away, tabletop. And I've made it into a chop saw bench. I got a small chop saw for small work. I got a big chop saw here. And it goes all the way across. I got a place that I can put something down to catch all my cuttings. Eventually I'm going to have a shop vac that sucks up so it doesn't make such a mess in here. Also, I have underneath my bench is something I've made from recycled pallets. Nothing fancy, as you can see. This is on wheels. It parks under my bench. It's my table saw. It's got a catch bin in the bottom where I can empty out my saw stuff. This I built from recycled wood. So and recycled lights up on the ceiling. The things people threw out that I replaced. My roof needs some work on it, but that's the way it was when I rent this place. Okay, I was having a problem with not having enough space because I had so much junk sitting on my floor in the road. So I came up with another idea to save space. And this is an idea that I got off of YouTube itself. And it's an attic or elevator for your garage. Now, I got this idea off of YouTube. Somebody that did a much better job than I did, but I did with recycled wood and a less budget. This is what I created. I want to show you how it works. Now, this is my attic elevator. Right now, it's in that position. I'll bring it down. Now note, I did not bring this elevator all the way to the floor because in reality, when you're stacking stuff up in your attic, you don't want to have to bend over as far. I can load this up to whatever I want to put on it a little bit at a time, take it up, and saves me a lot of backache trying to carry up a ladder. Now, my version is a little different than the original one. Mine was put in a place on the building that was not as easy to install. As you go up into my attic, you will see that I'm near the edge of my roof. So I had to put in some rigging for my pulley setup. So it's not the same as you see on most videos, but I had to put the pulley up there, connect it to my carriage. Let me send the carriage back up. Now, because of my not having room in the attic, I had to put my hoist somewhere else so that I had a way to hook it down tight where it was. So I had to hook it on the floor. So I hooked it into the concrete and had to put extra supports to help for vibrating. But this is my own version of how to do it. ignore the back wall because it is not looking that great, but I haven't had the time or the money to put into patching and painting the walls. Nevertheless, this item here will cost me about $600-700 to install. Would have cost me a lot more if it wasn't for recycling wood, which I did recycle a lot of wood. And now I can store a lot of stuff up in my attic that I couldn't get up there before. And whoops! And you want to know, will this thing actually carry me? Well, it will. And I've got extra support wire on there for when you put weight onto the stand here, so as it will not put too much force and do damage to the landing plate. As you can see, I'm going to get on it, and I'm going to take it up. This is me on it. Okay, we're going to go up. See this? I got a lot of room for storage. It's a mess because I haven't organized it, but this was all down in my garage in my road. Now it's not. This cable can be adjusted to tighten it up if it needs to be tightened up a little bit so that they put less wear on your platform. I'll send it back up. Now, with investing a little more money and time, I probably could have made it look a little nicer, but nevertheless, it was quite affordable based on what it would cost to get an actual one installed. Now, here's another idea I had for my different tips and stuff for doing using drills and little electric screwdrivers. Is styrofoam that I took and punched holes in to put various different sizes and shapes of bits in. For the smaller bits, I have a smaller setup, but it doesn't look all that great, but it is handy, and I can hang them up with handles. Okay, everything I said in here is pretty much scrap built. There's my bench over there that I'm still working on. I got to get it more straightened up, but I built those out of random 2x4s, pallets and stuff that I picked up, as well as my sawhorses. This other bench here I made out of sawhorses. Out of scrap lumber. And I've had another pegboard. This is my regular tools on this side. And on the other side would have more of my carpentry tools. And this shelf is part of something I recycled from. It's the shelves are actually the seats for a table that I put in there. And this is a long countertop thing that I installed these shelves here that we're going to be throwing away underneath to make me another long working area. Once I get it all organized, it will not be this messy. And I recycle bottles to put nuts and bolts in and put them on my shelves to be more organized. And I've got a lot of tools put away because I had a big project I just finished and I was cleaning up. And this is my barbecue cart. It was a cart that was going to be got rid of, no longer needed at a facility, and I turned it into my barbecue cart. It has where I can lock it up and it's got shelves in there. You can put your cooking tools, your things like stuff. If you had a barbecue going outside, you could put your tomatoes and onions and stuff in the bottom and keep them out of the open air, which is nice. And you can remove it or roll it in and out, so it's out on the ground. You can use it or you can leave it in the garage. Now, over here, I had a problem with my wheels on my air compressor. The wheels cracked and broken. Couldn't find any heavy-duty ones that I wanted, so I reinvented the wheelchair. Took wheelchair wheels and mounted on there, and then raised up a front to put a support wheel in front. And it amazingly works good for going across rougher areas where you can't normally pull a air compressor without tipping it over. Was my solution for that. And It is a mess, a little messy, I know, but nevertheless, it has made more room in my shop, and when I get finished, I'll have even more room. And this is just, I thought I'd put this out there so you all could see, get some ideas. If you can't afford a big fix-up, you can recycle wood and make something that's quite usable, whether or not it may necessarily looks as fancy as professionals. Well, I'm glad you joined me, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you, and have a nice day.